All right. Good morning. So the first thing I'm going to do is push the start button, and I'll explain to you what I mean by that in a second. Let's go ahead and select that ad, and run. Okay. So now that I've done that, effectively what I've done is basically started an ad campaign. And during the course of my 6 minutes, we're going to hope that we get some reaction to this ad campaign. And let me explain to you a little bit more about what that campaign is and what it is precisely that we're doing. So basically, what AdMob is a mobile ad network. We run ads across a wide variety of mobile websites, and I can show you what some of those ads look like. Let's go ahead and go over here. So we basically have both brand and performance ads, but essentially we run small banners or text ads inside of mobile web browsers as users are browsing. The campaign we just started is an iPhone ad. And so this campaign is running across now probably thousands or hundreds of thousands, hopefully, of iPhones. And people are going to be able to see a campaign that is asking them the question, what do you think about your iPhone? And they're going to link over to this page. Looks like we've already gotten a little activity, which is an opinion survey. So these ads are going to link over to this opinion survey where this basically says we've got some feedback showing up at a conference in Monaco. Tell us what you think. And by the end of our campaign, in the next 6 minutes, hopefully we'll have had some activity. So let me show you a little bit in terms of what the iPhone ads themselves look like. One moment. Oh, one other thing I should mention is that we'll also be checking out reporting on our campaign here. And you can see that since I started it, we've actually already had 41 impressions. Now 115 impressions. And so the campaign already is starting to syndicate. So by the end of the 6 minutes, we're going to start to have some results, I think. Let's talk a little bit about what these ads actually look like on the iPhone. So let me go ahead and click over here and show you a small YouTube video. I think everything in the world can be explained in YouTube as personal philosophy. So I'll go ahead and leave that here. So this first ad unit is called a canvas ad. And effectively what it does is it allows you to touch the ad and be able to interact with it without leaving the page. And so this is a case where you touch the ad, you clicked on something, and now you're effectively going to be able to go view a trailer. We have a variety of iPhone ad units. So let me make that bigger, actually. Oh, wait, that's not how you do that. We have a variety of iPhone ad units. The canvas ad that I just showed you is one, but there are others. So the next ad unit that's going to show you is an ad that's inside of an application. Most of our iPhone ads run inside of applications. And so in this case, it's an ad that would show up at the bottom of an iPhone app, and it's a location ad. So basically it says located Best Buy near you. You touch it, and it will pop up Google Maps, and you'll essentially be able to find Best Buys in your area based on that advertisement. We also have ads that link directly to the App Store. So if any of you are working on distributing an iPhone application, we can link directly into the App Store to get that app distributed. And the user will be able to download it directly. We have ads that do audio, ads that do video. Basically, any number of things that the iPhone can do, we've built an ad unit that can accommodate that. At this point, our iPhone ad unit product is about 11 weeks old, and it makes up about, well, I should say about 20 of the top 100 free apps in the App Store utilize our ad unit. And last month, we had 4 million unique iPhones, and we can get the device identifier when it's in the app. We had 4 million unique iPhones encounter our ads. And the total available universe of iPhones, as you guys know, is about 12 million. So that means that 1 in 3 iPhones effectively encountered one of our ads last month. And this is for a product that's 11 weeks old. Keep in mind, of course, that our network spans far more than just the iPhone, but I figured since it's topical, we should spend some time and look at that. So why don't we go ahead and take a look and see what's going on. Just to remind you, what we did is we had this ad called, which basically says, love your iPhone, sound off. This is an example over here on the right-hand side. You can get a sense of what the ad looks like. We had it linked to a guest book page where people could type in some feedback. And we targeted it. You can target your ads by geography. We happen to target by all geographies, and we didn't care whether they were on carriers or Wi-Fi. We allowed to run anywhere. And then I bid 25 cents. So this is a self-serve process. Anybody could do this. I'm just using the interface on the website. So why don't we go ahead and take a quick look and see where we are from a reporting standpoint. So far, since the campaign started, we've served about 5,000 impressions. We've had 130 clicks. Decent click-through rate. That would probably drop over time. I've spent $32, so that's not so bad. And now we can check the guest book here. So the guest book so far has had 189 views since we started. And you can see, by the way, I can't control what people are saying here, so you know, cover your eyes, I suppose, if you don't, if you're not brave. But you can see since we started, there's a couple things, and who they are and where they are. So this is a male, 23 in China, who apparently wanted to tell us just his name. A male, 40 in the U.S., who's telling us that the iPhone should have voice dialing and MMS. Another person in France saying Bluetooth, battery life. All right. The next one, let's not talk about. Then battery life again, forward messaging, battery life. They would like porn, apparently, on the iPhone. Someone in Israel would like cheaper accessories, Wi-Fi in Netherlands, flash, etc. And this is actually all coming in real time over the course of a campaign that's running live. If I go back over here, we can continue to see that we've had an increasing number of impressions and clicks. All of this is happening right now. So this is not sort of a demo or a recording or what have you. These are ads running out on real iPhones on our network over the course of this 6 minutes. So that's what I got for you. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks.
Fabulous. Martin, come on. As you can see, ads have become quite fungible. And Martin Banbury from Media Equals has come up with a way to marketize them, in effect. Is that a good description?
That'll do it.
Go for it.
Yep, OK. Right, good morning. Martin Banbury from Media Equals. Media Equals is an online marketplace that trades all offline media in a way that will reduce costs for media owners and agencies, create time for agencies to do a smarter buying job, improve communication, and resist the commoditization of media. If you buy a car, a boat, or a house, there's an online marketplace for you to buy from. There are exchanges that trade and auction nearly anything. The global media market is worth $450 billion, yet with the exception of online, there is no exchange of any scale, no significant trading marketplace for media agencies to focus on. This seems to fly in the face of demand. Chief executives say technology is an enabler. IBM's global research a year ago indicated that over half of all media experts expect electronic trading to account for more than 30% of the marketplace within 4 years. And the pressure that our industry is under now reinforces the need to change the way that we work. But there is a reason for the media industry not embracing eBay-style auctioning. Media is traded in an idiosyncratic way. It's an industry that doesn't want or need an open market because that would commoditize, making the lowest price that a media owner charges public and reducing yield to a level that would spell disaster for publishers, broadcasters, outdoor companies, and so on. It's naive to think that this massive industry is just going to switch overnight, or even ever, to become a totally open market. Media Equals might be seen as yet another attempt to create a marketplace for advertising media. We've approached it a little differently, though. Instead of using winning approaches from successful exchanges in other markets, we've started from the other end, taking established media sales and buying techniques and simply making those electronic. We've worked with agencies in all 6 global media buying groups and global media owners in press, magazine, outdoor, and broadcast in a collaboration to get this right. So we've created a system that leaves media owners in charge of their business, a system that lets them decide who can buy what, that lets them sell in umpteen different ways that mirror existing practices, and a system that will give buyers better access, information, and above all, time to do a smarter, more efficient job. So how does it work? Media Equals is like a toolbox. I will do a trade in a minute. Media Equals is like a toolbox. Media owners can choose to replicate a dialogue with a buyer, culminating in an agreed deal. They might auction late or high-demand space using a reserve price. They can give an airline-style sliding discount for early commitment. They can let agencies bid for position in a publication so that the more that's paid for a slot, the nearer the front the ad appears. They can choose who can see or buy their inventory. Buyers will see full inventory and latest prices across different media instantly to be able to find the best deals. They can compare sliding discount, auction, buy now deals to find the most advantageous. They can take out options for when they need client approval ahead of commitment, and they can watch for special or short supply items and be told about them instantly by email, mobile, or RSS feed. Any group deals can still apply, and where there are pre-agreed rates, the system will simply orchestrate the sale. And finally, the management information system means that buyer and seller can easily find out what's happening and what has happened without letting competitors know their arrangements and deals. The system is bespoke for each medium, and after 2 years of working with so many buyers and sellers, we have incorporated practically all the ideas and allowed for most concerns that people have raised to produce a system that we all hope works. The pilot started last week, initially for press in the UK. WPP, Aegis, Omnicom, Interpublic, Havas, and Publicis all have senior trading management within their trading companies championing this system, training and enthusing staff to get behind it. We have several $100 million worth of inventory to progressively load from many of the world's largest media owners, including Guardian Media Group, Metro, Clear Channel, CBS, BBC Magazines, Bauer, and so on. We must walk before we run, so we're phasing it in. And one thing's for sure, this industry's got to make some changes, and soon. What I'm going to do here is, there's not enough time to show you the whole system, so I'll just do a simple campaign. Let's buy a simple campaign. I've got a minute to do it. And in fact, I could probably do it faster than I will do it now, because I've got to talk about what I'm doing. I've gone from the home page to a trading screen, which I've pre-selected what it is I want to see. There's browse media, date range, size position, and format. And the system has pulled together some options, some choices to go from. Before this, of course, we're not a planning system. There's an awful lot of work that's gone behind to decide what it is that's most appropriate for my brand, my marketplace, etc., looking at features, etc. So here we go. We've got some inventory. I've chosen to buy here 6 things. You'll note that there's early birds running here, the little pictures of birds. That says that the price on those items is increasing with time every second, so that buyers are motivated to purchase quickly, and also actually it helps the relationship with the advertiser, because you can ring the advertiser and say, look, I need the purchase order now. I'm looking at a screen. The price is moving up, £10 every 30 seconds. So here we go. We've got 6 items there that we're looking to buy. Select an action, buy or offer on items. And there we go. We've got all 6 results. Now, the price on there is $21,294. Not happy with that. I want to pay, let's say, $19,000 and make an offer. Here we go. You're offering £19,000 for 7 items. The terms and conditions. There's an offer expiry time, because I don't want to give the media owner too long. I've only got, I want to give them an hour, say, to crack on with making a decision on this. During that period, we can send backwards and forwards deals, offers, until we reach a happy price that works for both of us. Optioning. Maybe I haven't got a purchase order yet from the client, so I need to know, I need some time after we reach a deal, and I'm promising the length of time that it'll take for me to get that purchase order out of the client. The media owner always wants to know who I am and what I'm buying for. So there we go, put those in. And a message to the seller. Here we go. Buy offer price is an agreed contract rate. Well, that is upfront. If I click that, the pricing mechanism switches off and it sits and it goes, there's a price that's pre-agreed. But here we go. We're going to send a message to the seller. Let's say direct response advertiser won't pay more. Okay. Understand terms and conditions. Place £19,000 offer now. Just to check, in case I've gone and spent £190,000 instead of £19,000, which of course would be terribly acceptable. And there we go. We've just offered on a campaign. We've created a campaign in about a minute. That is a lot quicker than is usually the case. There we go. That's what we got.
That's amazing. Thank you. Okay. Rodrigo, who is a veteran of Monaco Media Forum, has actually got an announcement something new that he's worked up, and so let him do it.
In about 5 minutes, is that
Yep,
okay?
That would be better than better.
I would need my screen. Thank you. About 2 years ago, in September of 3 years ago, we had a vision for what the future of social television would be. We thought there would be hundreds, if not thousands, of individual channels created by individuals and corporations. That would actually include talent-generated content and professional content at the same time. And 3 years ago, because you'll notice the devices, we thought all of this content could be experienced onto any screen. Of course, this is the internet. You have a way back. It can be very interactive. This is how we started the company 3 years ago. 2 years ago here, as Spencer just said, we're ready for a beta launch. And we launched, something that was really easy to use, was only video, and supported already multi-screen according to that vision. Originally, we built the company to be a B2C play. If you remember then, about 3 weeks before, YouTube got acquired by Google, so that's game over. So we moved to a B2B model. And the product we launched back then that we demoed here was a very simple back office to manage all of your video publication. 4 steps: upload, manage, program, or organize, and then publish. Extremely easy to use. We came back last year, and we said, that's it. We've been implementing this on the market. They've asked us for more features. What do we do now? Well, we moved the whole infrastructure to support a lot of users, and I'll show you some numbers. We added a lot of different formats. Now we can manage anything, all of your media, pictures, video, music, all your PowerPoints, PDFs, whatever. We also added IPTV support, so we actually go full screen, 360 degrees. Mobile, web, IPTV, and downloadable multiple media players. And we went into what we call an API strategy. We opened up our platform, enabling our partners, media agencies, to build UIs, interfaces on top of the platform very easily. And we built in all the features that our customers were asking for. This is, for example, one of our customers, SFR, that's Vodafone in France. And this is one feature they wanted: moderation. Now, we can put in a whole call center of people approving content here, and they do approve all of the content. For instance, when you get a video, we split the video into lots of different thumbs, and then you can really quickly validate the video. It takes about 30 seconds to do that.
Monsieur Marin, je vous remercie.
If you have a doubt, just move your mouse over to that section of the video. It'll play that section. Of course, we added reporting, personalized configuration, ad support, etc. that we announced last year here.
Dans 2 minutes.
Now, this was kind of a perspective tool for the market. This is what our customers have been doing for the past year and a half with us. We have about 70 live implementations, customers. This is one example, brands. And we're very bullish about brands creating their own internet channels. So if you go, for instance, here to Danone's corporate homepage, they use video in a number of different places in there. Here, for example, is the best ads from around the world. If you go to R&D, it'll show what they're doing in R&D. If you go into HR, you can actually see the people that work for Danone over there. Very simple UI. We can also create more interactive solutions. We built for Fanta a very community-oriented site. So it's marketing geared. There are a lot of contests on this site. People can upload content. They can win devices. They produce their own content as well up here. This, of course, is targeted to the 16-25 younger audience. On the other end of the corporate spectrum, people such as banks are also creating their own channels online. This is BNP Paribas. They have 6 shows they create every week with us. Very simple. They're just bringing a journalist and they interview internal people to communicate with video. Target audience for this is about 2,000 analysts, and that's it. It is on their corporate homepage. Government have started communicating as well. This is the web TV for the French government. This is the Minister of Agriculture. But also press. They've picked up on video now. La Tribune was just relaunched about 2 weeks ago with a new color. They create a morning brief, a noon brief, an evening brief in video, both for the market and for news. And they also do interviews with personalities.
Séance historique à la Bourse de Paris, mais il
Well,
n'y
that
a
seems to
vraiment
be
pas
every
de
day,
quoi
séance
se réjouir.
historique, anyway. This is one of the best-known brands in the car industry. We just had the largest car show in the world in Paris, Le Mondial de l'Automobile. They created about 200 different videos. The whole operation was advertising sponsored with Volkswagen. Final example, as we presented here last year, was multimedia. You could use pictures, video, music onto any screen, mobile, web. This is what we have with SFR. The whole idea is enabling their users to upload any content they have and share with whoever they want. It's an anti-churn tool. And if you look at the numbers, it was launched about 5.5 months ago. It's pretty incredible. We're hitting about 2 million uniques on this service in just 6 months. So this is an update of what happened before. What's next? Well, our customers are even more demanding now. And they said one of the things they really hated about using our solution is they need to use 2 services. They already have an internal CMS, a content management solution, and now they have us, a media solution. So their users need to have 2 software. It's not easy to use. Also, they couldn't validate all of the workflow that has in place. So we went out to the market and said, who does the best software out there to support the needs of our customers? So we joined forces with a company called 6 Apart to have a great product called Movable Type that brings in content management, forum management, blog management, social networking in there. And they power all those guys you saw, for instance, here at the BBC or the Huffington Post. So we decided to do a little demo with MonacoMediaPost.com. So ultra quick, just in sake of time. This is our back office. If I were to publish, historically, a picture, for instance, here, and this is the Olivier Crèche sitting in front here, GM. Before, you would have had to copy the code out from here, from our back office, and paste it into your own CMS. Or if you had an advanced CMS, we would go through an API. What we do now is we just go into movable type. This is what the journalists use, for instance, in the media. Prepare a post. And now we have a little plug-in here. You see there's a little V that says, I'm going to add a media. It could be either something that I'm uploading from my computer or something that someone in the team has prepared for me. I had already prepared this picture. And that's it. I'm just using one simple tool with a content that has been validated. Oops, here. And save. I like this word, publishing. Go back to the Monaco media post, reload. Oops. And if the demo goes everywhere else, we're published. Oh, it's here. Sorry. I forgot to check something. There we have it. So just one back office to manage all of your media, either of your corporate brand or a media company. And with that, I'm done. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you, Rodrigo. In fact, we may even see this platform in a future real Monaco Media Post. So we're in discussions. Thank you. Tom from Daylife out of New York.
Yes.
A very ambitious news publishing platform. Let him rip.
Thank you, Stuart. I mean, Spencer.
Sir. Sir.
Daylife is a content platform for news. We provide publishers of all sizes and all types a scalable solution to generate more focused content and in turn more inventory around any subject, any topic in the world without requiring any additional human personnel resource costs whatsoever. When you integrate Daylife into your service, you can create content about any topic, any story, pulling from news from thousands of sources around the world to create your readers additional inventory, additional content, and additional ways to explore the world. We're pulling news from every major English language news service in the world today and every major blogger in the world. We're trying to keep the fidelity up high around the notions of news. So we're not doing what Technorati is doing. We don't have every blog system in the world. These are news bloggers in our system, and we add new ones in every day. And as we work with additional publishers who want to pursue specific verticals, we add those in. We give everyone the ability to source filter, to whitelist, blacklist by category so they can get the fidelity and focus up high around the type of news that they're looking for. Let me just show you real quickly what that looks like. This is a page on daylife.com. Daylife.com exists merely to demonstrate what's possible with the publishing platform, just giving you some of the ideas that you can do with Daylife. This is a page of news on Barack Obama. Real quickly, what you're seeing here, breaking news is news that's going through the system right now. It hasn't completed analysis, but the system has identified that as being a story about Barack Obama, which is why it's showing up there. Below that, you see past day, past week, et cetera. Things start ranking and clustering around particular stories. If I were to click on any one of those stories, I'd go to a story page showing all the different perspectives, separating out mainstream news from bloggers, photos, quotes, etc., that the system is pulling in. No one's telling it to generate this content. The system is finding that. On the upper right-hand side, you see information from Wikipedia about Barack Obama, and then right below that are connections. This is a really core concept of daily life. What we're doing is looking for and analyzing all of our content, and in doing so, understanding what every core component is about and what its relationships are to other media forums and other stories. And then we pass that knowledge back to publishers in the form of an API so that they can create content that automatically clusters itself and creates content around the topics that they're looking for. But connections are other entities, other people and organizations and events that are mentioned within the body of news on this page right here. Now we pull in images from Getty, AP, and Reuters, and we provide that here in a photo gallery. We also have a timeline. It goes back 30 days, and we allow you to toggle between mainstream news and blog coverage so you can see the scope of news. News doesn't live in a 24-hour window. In a day life, we try to expose the full arc of the story. And below that, you see some quotes. These are quotes that the system is finding from these articles. Now, with every component here, you see a see all. Daylife does really well. No one touches Daylife, by the way. This is a 100% automated service, and we're doing just under 3.5 million uniques now. One of the ways we do so well are on these pages right here. We have thousands, if not millions, of images coming in every day from every source around every topic. This is a Barack Obama photo mosaic page, and I can scroll over any of these images, and I see the caption data. I can also click on any image, and it takes me to a larger image. There's the full image from AP. Now, it knows I'm looking at an image of Barack Obama, so it's making more recommendations by way of photographs to Barack Obama below that. But if you scroll down a little further, it then makes more recommendations of other topics related in the news right now with Barack Obama. So I see John McCain, I can navigate over to a John McCain page of photos. And that's exactly what people do within Daylife. Let me show you quickly how just a few of our clients are deploying Daylife. Sky News has about 30,000 topics in the system right now. Every one of these topic pages are automated, fully automated by Daylife. No one touches these pages. And every page generates more pages. They're doing what every publisher wants to do, which is find their content and feature their content first above everyone else. So it makes a separate call to our server and says, show me everything from Sky News, from our index that we have about David Cameron in this case. And that's what you're seeing right here. On the left-hand side, you see connections over here. And as opposed to a large photo gallery, they happen to have a massive photo player right here. Here's some quotes. I can just tab through quotes. Wikipedia information. Here's the timeline. And below that, you see the worldview. Interesting title, the worldview. It's actually the News Corp view. They've chosen to segment their affiliate sources out and cluster them together. And below the worldview, you see world from other sources. So we give anyone the ability to source the sources they want and cluster them together as they wish. So from an enterprise perspective, you can actually find affiliate content that's relevant to your topics, and you can surface that content. USA Today is a broad user of Daylife. They have about 50,000 topics in their system. They're pursuing a vertical approach. It started with this one, Cruise Log, generated by sponsorship demand. Royal Caribbean had approached them, asked to sponsor a cruise section within USA Today Travel. Problem is they didn't have a cruise section, nor did they have any editorial expertise. They did have this guy, Gene Sloan, who was a blogger within USA Today Travel. Gene knew a bit about the travel industry, posted 2 or 3 days a week on the Cruise Log blog, which is all that existed. But Gene gave us about 60 different sources, and together with those sources and others that they chose from the Daylife Index, they created a source filter and created hundreds of pages of news. Every cruise line has a page of news. Pulling first news from USA Today by timeliness and ranking that there, and then below that you see news from other sources, their preferred set of sources. And much like Daylife, you see a photo gallery, connections, quotes. They're also using our index over here, which I'll show you in 1 second. Then they went further and they created pages for every destination that a port can go to. Now this is a tough challenge, creating a page about Bahamas. An algorithm it's a hard thing to find a thing about Bahamas. So behind that term Bahamas are any number of different terms that they have chosen from an editorial perspective that defines Bahamas for them. And again, makes a call to our server asking for news about USA Today, followed by news from other sources, etc. Now, they've pursued other verticals over the last 6 months, but 2 weeks ago rolled out this, USA Today Topics, 50,000 topics in their system that they didn't have before. And they've chosen these very, very, very specific either for readership demand and need, or better, for sponsorship opportunity. So you see one of the top category there is brands. This is smart. They're creating pages of news about every major industrial brand out there, and they're going to approach those particular brands for sponsorship. What they're finding with Daylife is they're not just generating additional run-of-site ad inventory, but they're actually getting premium dollar for these things. At the same time, no one's touching these pages. They're continually automated and updated by Daylife every 15 minutes. Turner is doing the same within the sports category. TBS is now the home of MLB, where every team, you can get a full page of news about your favorite team. In this case, the Chicago White Sox. Much like Daylife, you see in others, they have photos, they have top articles. Now their connections, they choose to show only related teams that are mentioned in the news. They could show people and players, they're keeping it down to teams. Now, Daylife can be used by anyone, and that's the point. Daylife helps anyone create content. It's a publishing platform for news, but anyone can create content. This was created by Purina, a Publicis client. Purina is pulling in images from Flickr, cats and dogs, video from YouTube, and from a very limited set of sources over here, articles about cats and dogs. They're filtering for positive news. Most news about dogs tends to be fairly negative. Child mauled by, wild dog. They're filtering for positive news. We give editors the ability to sort by sentiment, positive news, negatives. You can do it any number of ways. In effect, all the tools that we've created for ourselves at daylife.com, we pass over to our clients. Now, in addition to pages, pages are ultimately where it's at because it helps you generate inventory. You can create new types of media experiences using our analysis of the world's news. You can cluster the world's news. And that's what Telegraph is doing right here by ranking eco-friendly terms. Newsweek quickly has created the Threat Meter. Threat Meter is an interactive widget where every week they invite their editors, pull a few different topics, and allow their audience to rank those issues. And they mine this to see where the audience is going, what they're ranking, high and low. Finally, the issue tracker is something we created for ourselves last year, now on Washington Post, down to one candidate, I guess. This is in its original form, showing all the candidates ranking against the top issues of the presidential race. And I can scroll over either side, showing me a visual display of who's actually getting more coverage around any particular issue. I see the top issues, the Iraq War, the heads change. I can go into anyone's universe. I see Barack Obama has mentioned healthcare here 44 times. Clicking on that provides a page of news about Barack Obama and healthcare. It's the same data that creates daylife.com and everything else you saw. It's just a different visual front end. And that's the whole point of Daylife is we give you the tools to visualize these new types of experiences to generate more content, but more experiences for your readers to keep them engaged with the news. I'll finish up here. There's many more things to show you. We did launch a new service last week called Daylife Select, which enables anyone to create content. No longer does a service require a developer to work with an API. At this point, anyone can use a clickable, draggable interface to create unlimited topic pages. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Tom. Also in the news field, Igor from Newspaper Direct and Press Display. Correct. One of our benefactors and sponsors. They're the guys that brought us all the fabulous papers from around the world out on the tables there. But they've got even better because they're not just paper anymore. So go.
Thank you. Yes, what we do, apart from the traditional business that publishers, newspaper publishers, we talk a lot yesterday about this, and I actually agree with James Murdoch as he says, newspapers are something that are too early to write off, and they're still a very profitable business, and what we're trying to do is really not to drastically change something, but simply bend the existing models and adapt them to a variety of different channels and distribution platforms that are out there, and make money, find revenues, and help newspapers migrate their business in a very profitable and sensible way. I want to talk about a few things, so I'll try to give you a lot of information. If something is not clear, come up after and we can talk in depth. But What you see on your screen, this is a portal which we presented last year here. This is a portal on the pressdisplay.com domain. So when you go there, we've doubled in the past year. We now have over 800 newspapers. These are daily newspapers. This is the largest depository in the world of daily press, which comes at the same hour as a paper is released in a local market. It would be available to readers there. And there are a variety of different things that we put on top of traditional paper. You can view it in the graphics as you would see it anywhere, but there's plenty of different things that exist that allow you to have a higher level of interaction. You can read your paper in a different language. Up to 12 languages supported. You can read Le Figaro in Russian if you like, or a German paper in English. So, and there are plenty of things that allow people to interact and really work with content, and we're tapping into a variety of things, anything from social media to, bloggers and so on. Something that we're also very passionate about is clearly advertisement that can be brought to a different level, and we've talked about enabling print where people can interact with the actual ads without necessarily typing in anything. We know about them. These are subscribers, either print or digital subscribers, where ads are being generated and delivered with a much higher appeal to a regular advertiser. And if we talk for a second about this, the numbers that we know, New York Times, for instance, they collect around $4 in advertisement from a print subscriber, and it's about 12 cents on the website. So what we are trying to do, we are in that $4 area. We're trying to get a much higher revenue for the ads that would be on the web or in the digital format somehow, with whichever shape or form this content is propagated to. There are some fantastic tools that we've introduced, and actually something that we previewed last year, but we've taken it a notch further. These are the what we call heat maps, the reading maps, and we just released what is called the advertisement value, ad value map, which allows advertisers to see exactly what is the hot area, where people do spend time, most of it. There's some funny findings we have. For instance, you look at the letters to the editor page or crosswords, and they're purple on our maps, but there's no advertisement. So the message to the advertiser is really, we have the technology and it's available, but many publishers now employ this, and it's quite telling, and it's quite guiding perhaps in many senses. And of course, everything that we do, we convey to the consumer that your favorite paper will be on a platform that you choose to use it. So we support a variety of different mobile platforms. It's anything from an iPhone to the BlackBerry, and this is a short demo. You'll see how things work on an iPhone. When we transform the paper, we really dissect it and make it available, and you can see it either in graphics or text. Any picture that is there would accompany a text view. And a very important thing again, unlike units like Kindle, we offer full content. Kindle uses RSS feed, as you know. Here you can look at the paper as it's intended to be. You can zoom in at any level in graphics or text, and you can easily navigate and sort of see how your paper, what you're doing with it. And so there are different things that you can do online. With iPhone, within the next couple of weeks, we'll be announcing an offline application that will allow you to download the paper and preserve. Actually, you'll see this is a testing application right now, and what it will allow you to do to download the paper and really preserve most of the features you have online, but it will be including the XML that comes with the paper that we extract. It'll be there, so you'll have the same kind of flexibility and freedom of working with the content. Now, to some other exciting things in a mobile area. we are working with a number of companies that are in the area of new platforms. One of such companies is a company called Polymer Vision out of the Netherlands. This is the first truly foldable electronic paper device. It's called Redius. And we've written an application, and there's a special feed that we enable all 800 papers on our platform, our network rather, to be available on such devices. They will be available next, I believe, month. I think they're launching a month or two. And you can come up later and play with this if you like. There is a IRIX, which we just announced yesterday. This is actually a commercial available product. And what it does, it allows you, it's quite different from Redius, as you can see. This is more of a natural extension of the paper. This is probably the next best thing to a paper sheet as you will take it. And again, you can see that the clarity of images is quite nice. You get your paper. You can have it programmed, delivered to you as soon as the latest issue is available, which is happening in rather early hours. With some papers, it's actually earlier than papers delivered to a print kiosk somewhere. Again, we'll have this afternoon, there's a panel, and we'll be there talking about these and other platforms that are emerging. But again, the message to consumers is that no matter what device is being thought of today, you know, your paper, your content, your magazine will be there. We're starting to work with magazines. We invite magazine publishers to explore what is out there available for them. And it's quite exciting. I guess we'll stop there. Thank you.
One more. Mike Volpe is the CEO of Juiced, works with our co-chairman Nicholas Zenstrom.
Indeed.
And he came from Cisco.
I did.
And
For a
he's
few
going
years I was
to
there.
show us some new Juiced things.
Thank you. And thanks for coming to see this. Rather than actually having me talk, since I don't have a lot of voice, I'm going to let him talk for us.
A website with professionally produced shows, music videos and film, and a lot of social stuff. There's so much content that if you watch it from when you're born, you'll be this old when you've seen it all.
I can't remember.
So you need to figure out what you want to see, either searching our site, browsing the categories, or seeing what your friends are watching.
Hey, can my friends see everything I watch?
No. Just switch to stealth mode, and no one can see what you're watching.
Hey, that's really smart. Now you see me, now you don't. Now you see me, now you don't. Now you see me, now you don't.
So now all you have to do is sign up. Right over there. A monkey could do it. My mother could do it. My monkey mother could do it.
Now you see me, now you don't. Now you see me, now you don't. Now you see me. Woo.
Sign up over there. Hello? Stop looking at me. Just sign up. Come on, I haven't got a...
So that gives you a quick idea. We are a video site, as you can tell, which displays professional video. We have, at this point, over 46,000 pieces on our platform, everything ranging from television shows to music and film properties. We're a global platform. We are designed for professional content owners as opposed to user-generated uploaded material. So everything that we have on the platform we receive directly from the content owner with the specific agreement we have with them. Our business model is advertising supported. So as a user, you simply go to this website, you select your video, you start watching it, you can go to full screen mode. It's very high quality, as you can see. What I'm demonstrating here is about 480p. We're migrating to 720p capabilities very shortly. The user gets to watch as much video as they want for free, so long as we provide some degree of advertising. Most of our advertising is inline video. In other words, we show rich media display ads, which are shown as pre-rolls. We show mid-rolls, which are custom targeted, which means every user gets a different advertisement displayed to them based on their geography, their demographics, their age group, their gender, and so forth. Up to here, you've seen a lot of video sites that do this type of a service, well, not the kind of range of content that we have. In order to make this a little more exciting and make it a little more internet-like, we've also added to this a significant amount of social networking capabilities. So first of all, you're seeing the video here. You can select the next video if you'd like. This is our navigation area, which allows you to create your cues, your favorite shows, have a specific channel which this programming belongs to, recommendations that we have, popular content, and so forth. And then over here, you'll see that we have this thing called a juiced feed. A juiced feed is essentially a feed of activities that your friends are doing, much like a news feed on Facebook. But the news feed is centered around activities that your friends are performing on this platform. Which means that if your friend watched a video or did a series of other activities, which we encourage users to do, all of your friends are notified of that act. So if I'm watching this video and I find it exciting, I say, wow, I really like this. And that, in effect, created an event which was published to all of my friends. Now, that's a comment which is pretty traditional. If I, for example, had a particular emotion while I was watching this, and I said, wow, that's really amazing. That little emotion or emoticon, as I pressed it, created an event which was also published to my friends. What that creates is an ability for my friends to kind of keep up with me, know what's going on. Initially, this is, of course, not synchronous. In other words, an event happened, I sent you an email, or a feed item got pushed out. But over time, it'll be synchronous, so you can essentially join me in watching the video at the same time. The friend area is over here. You can see that for now, we have our own social graph underlying this platform, which means that you create your own friends on here by inviting friends or by slurping them from a variety of other contact lists that you have. Might have Gmail, Yahoo Mail, and so forth. In the near-term future, we'll also be able to, through Facebook Connect or Open Social, be able to bring in your friends from other social networking platforms so that you don't necessarily have to have friends on our platform, but rather you can publish all these events and activities to your friends on other platforms. We have a very wide range of content, as I mentioned, from shows to music to film. So we have multiple ways of discovering that content. Most obvious way, of course, is search. We also have a very rich programming guide that enables you to go through some kind of an index or hierarchical platform, find the content that you're most interested in. For example, if you want to see some animation content, you can go through and sort through some interesting shows that you might like, or music. And then, of course, the social methodology of discovering it is very interesting. I can go over to my friends section and begin to see what are my friends' favorite shows, or what have my friends recently watched. And this basically allows me to, in a social way, enjoy video and filter through hours and hours of content, finding things that are most interesting to me or my social groups. We, of course, have groups functionality, which is over here. This will allow you to create groups. These are a bunch of different groups that I belong to. This is my Yes group, and within the Yes group, since I'm a Yes fan, we have a feed activity that's going on. So these are all the peoples that belong to the Yes group. These are comments that people have made as they belong in that group. And then you have all of the members and what the favorites are within that group, what that group recently watched, and so forth. So whatever area you're particularly interested in, you create a group, people join in, and then all forms of media which are associated with that group are published in this direction, in this way. So it's a very kind of a new way of discovering content, which is much like the water cooler conversation that you might have at work or the living room conversation you have at home, and then interconnect back with your group to watch the content together. We have a variety of promotional areas for content owners. Again, this is a site for large premium content owners like CBS and Viacom. So we have promotional areas that are down here. We also have promotional areas, as you saw earlier, in our programming guide. So, for example, you can go here and have your content owners program a variety of pieces of content. Of course, everything here is geo-targeted. So, for example, if you're in Europe, you're going to receive the French or the German view of this promotional material. If, on the other hand, you are in the United States, you'll receive the same version of it, except with the US content. We also work with some relatively well-known stars to create container pages for them. For example, in this case, Alicia Keys selected out her top 10 videos at Juice that she really enjoys, and we get to go check them out and watch what she likes to watch. She, of course, also has a profile on our page, so if you're interested in seeing what Alicia Keys has watched recently, what her favorite shows are, and so forth, you can do that too. And then the last feature, which we're just adding this week, is an embeddable player. So here, because we publish professional content, usually that professional content is hard to embed in a blog or somebody else's website. We have, let me pause this for a second. We now have an embeddable player which you can pop into your blog and see professional content integrated into your blog. You can, of course, go full screen with that too. And then if you're interested in related content, once you've finished watching it, you can go here, for example, and see what other shows we have on our platform that are related to this particular one, and pick the Red Hot Chili Peppers and watch that video on your blog site. So that's the gist of Juiced. This is all available now, so we encourage you over to go to our website and enjoy it. Thank you.
Right.